Again, thank you, Max. The IMSA Alumni Titan Award goes to Amy Kinney, class of 1995. As a cabinet member of the IMSA Alumni Association since 2008, Amy Kinney has dedicated her volunteer efforts to launch and expand the College Career and Choice Forums, the most prominent program alumni currently provide for students at IMSA. These forums, held multiple times a year, feature alumni panelists who share their collegiate and professional experiences and answer questions from students, providing insight into life beyond IMSA. Additionally, Amy partnered with students and staff earlier this year to help organize the first Alumni Career Fair. Amy has represented the association at IMSA board meetings, taught an intercession course, and participated in countless other projects. She founded Projects by Amy to provide consulting services to non-for-profit agencies and small businesses in the areas of project management, grant writing, and event planning. Amy is also the co-organizer of Second Conf, a well-respected Chicago-based technology conference. Amy, congratulations on your Alumni Titan Award, and please join me here on stage to receive your award.
Well, first, I want to thank IMSA and the Board of Trustees for this amazing honor. I especially want to thank, I'm gonna get emotional, I'm sorry, honey. I told my husband I would try not to cry, so I've ruined that part of the speech, but I'll keep going. I especially want to thank the person who nominated me for this award. I don't know who you are. I don't know if you're in this room. I don't know if you'll see this video at some point, but it means so much to me to know that someone appreciates the work that's being done with the IAA and that the work we do is so valuable and deserves such high recognition. I want to thank the people who are here supporting me tonight, my parents, Len and Faith Timm. It's only now as a parent myself that I can truly understand how hard it was to let me go. But they knew that that was what was best for me, and they let me make that decision. And they supported me no matter what the cost was to them. Judy Kinney, my mother-in-law, who is always there to lend a sympathetic ear and a helping hand. And of course, my husband, David. I don't know if when we met 20 years ago, if he had any idea of the long, winding path that would take us here. But I do know that he has always supported me and always believed in me, even when I didn't believe in myself. And I promised my daughter that I would mention her too. Because she couldn't be here tonight. She's at her very first sleepover with friends, which she's very excited about. But my 4-year-old daughter, Amelia, who makes me smile every day. It is so amazing, and she's really the reason that I'm here tonight, and so I should thank her for this award too. My daughter was born 6 weeks premature. It was a very difficult time in our lives. She's a wonderful, healthy girl now, but because of that experience and how hard it was and how I really came out of that wanting to reconnect, wanting to feel close, wanting to feel that sense of community and being part of something that I remembered from IMSA. I had stayed in touch a bit. Obviously, I married my high school sweetheart, but I hadn't really been involved in the IMSA community that much at that point. And so it was just a couple months after she was born that I saw the call for alumni to participate in the cabinet. And I said, should I go for this? And David said, yeah, you should do it. And that's how I started my journey there. Of course, now I've gone off topic on my speech, but that's all right. There's no way that I could have done this alone. And I wanted to thank the many people who have contributed in so many ways to these efforts. Carolyn Johnson, who is simply amazing in all that she does for IMSA and for the alumni community. Her behind-the-scenes work and encouragement were so critical to the success of these programs, and I'm also proud to count her as a friend. I also want to thank the students of Student Council and the SCIA for all of their work helping as well. I'd like to acknowledge former IA president and Titan Award winner Andy Kroll, whose leadership in the IA inspired me to do more. She showed me that your time in working in the cabinet is what you make of it, and she made me want to do more with that time. There were so many alumni who have taken the time to give back and participate in these forums. There are way too many to name, but I would like to mention a few if you don't mind. I called on both of my former roommates, Pam Bowe and Ann Elliott, who I often asked to call in, sometimes from hotel rooms when they were traveling around the country for their jobs so they could be part of these career forums. There were people like Dr. G&G, who had not really been back to IMSA, I think, since graduation, but he did my call when I asked for people in the medical field to come and talk. She came to every single forum that I asked her to do, I think 6 in total, and the only one that she missed was when she was in, where was she? She was in Nigeria, and they didn't have power, so she couldn't conference in. There were people like Micah Dorsch, who called in twice from China, and Michael Pyle, who connected by Cool Hub in the middle of the night from the Netherlands to participate in our career fair. And of course, people like Scott Swanson, whose comments at our first career forum event really stuck with me. He talked a lot about how IMSA alumni often, when they leave IMSA and go out into college in the real world, tend to feel this sense of not quite feeling where they know where they're going, these doubts, this confusion, not uncertainty about their path, and feeling like they're not sure if they've been making the right choices or they're on the right career path. And how much it helped them to have someone say to them, you know, it's okay, I've been there, and it's going to get better. You are going to find the way that you want to go. And that's why I do these forums, because alumni have so much experience and so many things that they can share, and the students really want to hear what alumni have to say. I remember when I was a student at IMSA, some of the big highlights were when alumni would come back to visit, and they would tell you the stories of everything that happened before you were there, but just seeing what some of the great things that people were going on to do. As IMSA's mission states, no one's path in life is predetermined. And I'd also like to add that it's important to know that there's still time to change the road you're on. The message that I've heard repeated over and over again from so many alums is that it's never too late to change your path. It's never too late to learn new things, to do new things, to be inspired, and to find new passions. So many students seem to think that they have to have it all figured out at 16. I know I didn't have it all figured out at 16. I'm sure I thought I did, and I'm sure I wouldn't have told you otherwise, but if I'm honest with myself, I don't know if I have it all figured out now, nearly 20 years later. But more importantly than having it figured all out is to be able to answer a question that was posed to us by at one of the forums by an IMSA student. I'll never forget, we asked for questions from the group, as we often do, and this young woman came up to the microphone, and she looked us straight in the eye, and she said, "What are you doing to advance the human condition?" We've already heard tonight from some amazing alumni who are advancing the human condition by protecting our country, by helping to make people's medical care better, and by shaping the future of entrepreneurship and business. But I think it is just as important to remember those alumni who advance the human condition by helping those in need, by living lives of service to humanity, and by raising the next generation of great leaders and thinkers. And that is why I'm so honored to be here tonight accepting the Alumni Titan Award. When Carolyn called to tell me that I had been nominated and would be receiving this award, I was so overwhelmed that I began to cry. And I'm sorry that I broke my promise to try not to cry tonight. But what I will do is close by telling you why I believe it is so important to give back to IMSA. And to do that, I'd like to read something that I wrote for the IA online campaign we did this spring to raise money for the 25th anniversary of IMSA, because I think it really sums up how I feel about IMSA and why I give. I give to IMSA because it changed my life. It is where I learned to think, to reason, and to problem solve. I give to IMSA because it's the first place I felt that I truly belonged, and it's where I met my husband. I give my time to the IMSA Alumni Association because it does great things for IMSA students, and for the alumni. I give my talents to the CCC forums because I think that students should have the opportunity to learn what the real world is like before they get there. I give my treasures to the IMSA Fund because I want to support what IMSA does for its students, for its alumni, and for the state of Illinois. And I give to IMSA because one day I want my daughter to have the chance to consider going there. I would not be who I am today without IMSA, and I cannot put a price tag on that, and that is why I give. I want to issue a challenge to you and ask, will you give too? Thank you.